Let's try this again. I fucking hate technology, I swear. I tried to do this thing 3 times already. It's ticking me off. If anybody sees this live, can you please let me know if you can hear me? That pause. Anybody sees this live, please let me know. So I guess working. Alright. Hello. And again, welcome to another fun edition of Aaron Smith is Undefeated. I am your host, Aaron Smith. I was talking about the death of John Amos and how his family is in fighting regarding the the causes of how he died and how he passed away, and how basically the son Casey Amos and his daughter Shannon Amos are at odds, and it seems like the family is really against him. And he jumped the gun on basically it's a lot of shit that he did, keeping him away from the rest of the family. He was been accused of um, taking advantage of uh, John Amos, his father, and they were saying that he may have had some onset of dementia when he was alive, and he was being financially and abuse, or elderly abuse, which was not to be by LAPD because he was out there in California. And so we're gonna try this again. I hope it goes through this time because this technology is a motherfucker. Alright, so from what I have read and what I've seen, John Amos passed away on August 21st of this year, obviously, and it took a whole 45 days for the son KC to let not just his his family know, but the world know. And he wants to let family know regardless. But his daughter found out that her father was gone, just like the rest of us, and we were shocked. And of course, we don't like when somebody passes away, especially somebody as beloved as an actor as John Amos was, and how it's unfortunate that family is like that, and especially a celebrity. And of course, TMZ was the first to report this, and they're trying to get to the bottom of what happened and why things were hidden from the daughter and the rest of the family, because his son, Casey Amos and Shannon Amos, he only had 2 children. He was married once. Um, and come to find out that the mother also had ailments and issues as well. And she passed away like years ago. And they had the same issue ongoing with her, but she was alive, and they was at odds about that. So it's a lot of history between them two. So I'm going to pull this article up and okay. So there's a couple. So I'm just going to go back to the original article that I was talking about. This is from the Atlantic Black Star, and just like that, it just had this speculation circling around the death of 84-year-old John Amos, who passed away on August 21st. It was revealed by his son, Kelly Christopher Casey Amos, who informed the county of the passing of his dad, and for the actor is best known for playing James Evans Sr. on the 1970s era sitcom Good Times, as well as Coming to America, as well as many other movies. I remember him in Die Hard 2, where he was the good guy and eventually was playing with the bad guy. And so there's no, he was cremated and there was no autopsy, so that's raised an eyebrow. And he announced his father's passing on October 1st. And Shannon Amos, who was his daughter, like, found out just like we all did. And they trying to find out what happened to their father, right? Her father. So, I mean, let's just take the celebrity out of it for now. Anybody whose family that does something like this, that's shady as fuck. It just is. I mean, you got, regardless if siblings don't get along, you gotta do right by the father or parent who is no longer here. And I don't care if that was the case, because I know if that was me, my family wouldn't do that. I don't think that's right or fair for anyone to do that to a loved one. Like, it seems like there's something to hide, unless there's something that the daughter's not telling everyone. And I'm sure there's more to it. She says the truth will reveal itself. She wrote it on her Instagram, and he said that somebody else was in the ER that night, pretended to be his daughter. It wasn't her. And it says reports of bad blood between the siblings, obviously. And it's been circling for years. Oh, that's apparent. And said that, yeah, June 2023, Shannon claimed that her father, John Amos, was a victim of elder abuse and financial exploitation at the hands of her brother. John denied the allegations, and the LAPD investigation found no evidence of abuse. And the Common America cast spoke about that when he was alive last year, and he basically said that, you know, right now it's somewhat acrimonious, but never mind what you read or hear about in the paper on this medium platform. Suffice it to say, we are still family and we still love each other, and that's the bottom line. It seems to me that he was just trying to save face, and he probably knew that his son and his daughter didn't get along, and he was just trying to be dad, and I can understand that. But apparently, him and his son Casey was working on a cross-country travel documentary titled America's Dad, and it says that John is quoted saying that he believes his estranged daughter Shannon has taken advantage of him financially and emotionally. Those comments reportedly took place during the June 2023 recall between the actor and his lawyers. In response to mistreatment, Shannon told the outlet that her brother has been brainwashing him. John's goddaughter claimed the Root Star told him that he did not remember making no remarks about his daughter. So there's a lot of infighting and there's a lot of back and forth. So it's basically three sides of the story. It's his truth, her truth, and the truth. And I think we're all interested in the truth. And John's not here to defend himself, so we don't know what that is. And it's just gonna get messy from here out. And the guy's goddaughter and his granddaughter talking about that as well. They obviously don't like AC Amos, saying that they'll rot for this. And, you know, it's bad enough that you lose a family member, especially like a dad or a mother, somebody close to you. It's worse finding it out online and after the fact. So that's what I think they're really truly upset about. I could be wrong. However, it seems to me that the truth will find out. And, it could be a lot of anger and frustration when it comes to that. You know, we've all dealt with that with losing somebody, but this is very personal, and it seems like it's going to be an ongoing issue. As granddaughter said, in Instagram, she appreciates all the concerning messages. She's not okay. Obviously, she lost a grandfather. She's going to unplug. She'll get back to you when she can. Grandfather died on August 21st. She's very upset at finding about her grandfather on social media, which he should be. He said that there'd be a little insight. He said her uncle isn't innocent at all. He knew about this. He didn't tell anybody. I found out on social media the rest of the world. Now that's fucked up. Like regardless if you have any the family, it's fucked up. Unless it was John's wishes to do so. So I just saw a article regarding that. So let's see if I can pull that up real quick. And okay. Okay, this is according to Yahoo Entertainment. It says John Amos holds the death revealed as daughter refused to rule out foul play. So, we already know that he passed away on the 21st. He was cremated 9 days later. And he was the one that informed the county of his death. But it's pretty much said the same thing that the last article said. I'm looking for something that said that John had his wishes. This is what he wanted to do. I'm still looking, folks. Okay, so a full statement from the collective family and close friends of John Amos was also released, where Stan and his goddaughter Amy Gowdy, granddaughter Kiara Williams, son-in-law Jasper Williams, former business manager Paul Badassier, brother Leslie Franklin, best friend Willie Kinney, and niece Sherry Carson and Scott Orville that they learned of Amos's death alongside the general public. They're accusing KC of isolating the actor and invading investigation into his death. This tragic news has left us in shock and heartache, the statement read. We know that he was suffering from congestive heart failure and dementia. We fear he was likely cremated to avoid any potential investigation into the conditions surrounding his final days. The statement also noted that Amos was isolated from family and his friends by Casey, Eugene Brummett, and Belinda Fawcett. Despite our repeated attempts to maintain contact, Casey prevented access to him, controlled and monitored his calls, and severed ties with the aforementioned parties and more. Casey portrayed an image of a close father-son relationship on social media, but the reality was far more complex. The full media statement from the collective family and close friends of John Amos says they refuse to rule out foul play. Okay, so if that's the case, and he's innocent and he passed away, John passed away, then you have nothing to hide, and what was the rush of just doing everything? I'm still looking to see if he had, if there's anything saying that he did that, or he had any wishes to do that. But if he's had dementia, and if he wasn't in his right frame of mind, then, and the son was doing everything, then yeah, that kind of raises a red flag for me. The family claims that Amos was prompted by Casey to create a narrative on social media that was not reflective of the truth. They were deeply concerned that the father may have been neglected and isolated during his final days, which received photos from concerned neighbors and the medical professionals. So why didn't anybody step in? Why didn't they step in? This is crazy. They claim one photo proves their accusation of elder abuse and mirrors the controversial death of Shannon and Casey's mother. They're also questioning why they weren't notified of Amos's death by authorities or medical professionals. We believe that there are critical questions that need answers, especially since they believe Casey likely made the decision to have John Amos cremated with the family's knowledge. We suspect these actions may have been taken to alter potential wills and collect life insurance or other benefits. It's always about money. Whether they believe it or not, or they say it's not, it's always about that. This is also even made more concerning by Casey's struggles with addiction and mental health issues as well as previous arrests. So he's got a record and he, has concerns, issues. So that's a red flag too. They said they're untimely seeking justice and clarity. Okay, so here's the other side to it. This is from Vibe magazine. It says John Abel's publicist explains why actor wanted a delayed death announcement to family members as his final wish. Amos's daughter Shannon recently spoke out about the learning about her politics on social media. Okay, we're past that. Okay, the news of John Amos' death was announced earlier this week, shocking many fans, colleagues, and even his own family members. In the midst of honoring his life and successful career, the people who are close to him are also speaking out. Obviously, the circumstances that surround his death. Okay, it just goes on to the same thing we already talked about with the daughter, and then the goddaughter, Amy, the granddaughter, and everybody, and Casey, the son. Both of them back and forth on both sides, obviously. And so this is Belinda Foster, the John Amos's longtime publicist, who was also named in Gowdy's statement, issued a detailed statement shared with People magazine on October 3rd that told a different perspective of how things played out. She claims her client's final wish was to delay the announcement of his passing because she did not want Shannon to turn his death and interment into a circus, among other reasons. The plot thickens, if you will. I represented John Amos for over 30 years as his publicist of record. Foster said, the media knows this all along. With John agencies of record over the years, we grew close to one another to the point of a familial relationship. In the last few years, he often referred to me as his daughter. Okay, this was not a fraud by John, Casey, or myself. He was like a father to me. I deeply mourn his passing. Shannon's claims that John was abused are false. False continued. Casey, Eugene, and I, along with numerous others, cared for him on several occasions when Shannon claimed he was abused. Law enforcement authorities sat with John and confirmed his well-being. Guardian statement also alleged that Casey, Eugene Brummett, and Foster isolated the actor from his loved ones despite their repeated attempts to maintain contact. However, in Foster's statement, he explained there was a legal reason why Casey did not reach out. At the time of John's passing, Casey was under strict no contact order from the Superior Court of New Jersey based on a complaint that his sister Shannon brought against him in 2023 as a condition of his pretrial release, as we concluded making contact with Shannon directly and or indirectly by social media or any other communication. Well, you could have reached out if that was the case. Foster also said that it was Good Times Actor request that they would be requested to that delay the death announcement to his family members as one of his final wishes. He did so to leave it to circus. Shannon might turn the death and news into a circus as she's done in the past with other events, according to the statement. At the time of his death, John was concerned that Shannon might turn his death and then turn it into a circus, as we already stated, and she had done with other aspects of his life. It was John who requested the delay in announcing his death to Shannon and the rest of the world, Foster added. Foster concluded, for the sake of preserving John's well-earned reputation as a superb actor and brilliant actress, we hope we can put this to rest with these nonsensical claims that Shannon is offering out her own pain and result in estrangement from her father. So there you have it, folks. There's both two sides of the story. Um, I'm just gonna be like that, he's gone. So, and he wasn't all there when he was here. So you're never gonna get the truth and the results. And yeah, if you're arrested and you have a order of protection against another person, yeah, you can't contact them, and nobody you know can contact them. So yeah, that's true to that as well. But and if she was estranged from him, maybe he didn't want her to know. But I guess we'll never know. It's just one of those things that you're gonna have to. It's gonna be one of those things that we're gonna be debating on for a while. It's fucked up either way you think about it. I kind of went through something similar in regards to a family member of mine that has concluded. It's not as serious as this. I can't get into much detail of it because of the fact that, things are still being dealt with, and I no longer speak to that side of the family, and I have my reasons. But if I could talk from a point of view, my point of view is that there's always going to be family drama when someone passes away, unresolved issues, unresolved matters that only God can handle. And you have to say, I have to give it to Him. And we may never know what really happened with Mr. Amos and his family. They're gonna be going back and forth, and with that, and the fighting and all that. And it's just not necessary. Where's it gonna get you? Your father's gone. Um, you, your brother and sister, you're not talking. This publicist and ain't talking to them either. So it's like, who's really telling the truth at this point? Who is lying and who's not? It's deep. It's too deep for me, man. Too deep. I mean, I can say this, and I'll just be honest and upfront with it. Maybe it's best to leave it alone. And the guy had the final say. He has it anyway. So, mm, that's deep. So I am gonna just move on from that. I will continue to follow that story as it develops, as it more comes to light. Um, but my deepest sympathy and condolences to the family of John Amos and his fans all over the world, and may he rest in peace. So we're gonna move on. I was talking about a lot of things that I didn't really understand at the point because this whole Mayor Adams shit, it just it just irks me and it just gets to my. But I understand the legality of it. I understand it from a political party perspective. I can understand it from just common sense, if you want to call it that. But this man should not be in office with federal charges pending. No, they're not pending. He's been charged. He's been booked and all that, and he goes back to work. Now, I would at least suspend him for 30 days. I would not have him working. I mean, any job, if you go to jail, if you got pending charges, would you be able to keep your check? Would you be able to handle that? That's something to think about. I mean, me being a regular if that happened to me, I wouldn't have a job to pay back to. But we're gonna get into that a little later. Um, but I hope this went through. I hope you saw me. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, The Aaron Smith on YouTube. Follow me on IG, The Aaron Smith. and on X, the Aaron Smith. So for now, this is Aaron Smith, and until next time, I'll see you next time. Peace.